See, like, it's a roller coaster. You think everything's gonna go good, but then something bad happens.
It's all about love, yeah. Ooh.
Hi ladies, so today is the day. If you've been watching my channel, you guys have been seeing bits and pieces of what's been going on, but today is the day I will give you the full picture, okay? And the reason why I'm able to do so now is because it has been like a full circle moment for me. And if you read the title of this video, you kind of know where I'm going with this. So let me give you a little background story. For the past 20 plus years, I've been living in a very egotistic, materialistic household. And I guess in a way it kind of rubbed off on me too, but not to the point where I'm a narcissist. I'm not a narcissist, but I was living in a narcissist household. If you did not fall into their image that they had for you and themselves, they will make your life a living hell. So basically, that's what that person was doing to me. And the image that they had for the household and for themselves is that you have to either go to school and make a lot of money or work 2 or 3 jobs and make a lot of money. Whatever you're doing, you just gotta make a lot of money. So that was the household that I was living in. And what I was doing at the time, I was a live out nanny for 2 families, and I also was doing YouTube. And because of the flexibilities of both of the job, well, 3 of the jobs that I was doing, they felt like I wasn't doing anything. But in reality, I was making decent money. But because I was always home, they felt like I wasn't making any money. I wasn't in the image that they had for me. They made my life a living hell. It denied me from going my full potential with the nanny job and with my YouTube channel. So I was making decent money, but I could have been making better money if I had just had a good household, good support system, but I didn't have that. They were just making my life a living hell. So that's what I was dealing with. Fast forward to February of 2022, I was in a hit and run car accident. And I was so devastated because I lost my car and I needed my car to do my nanny jobs, because what I was doing, I was taking like these 2 boys to school in the morning and I ended up losing my car. So I was kind of devastated because I wasn't sure how I was going to continue to do these jobs. So it kind of caused me to be a little depressed. And I was already depressed because I was living in this household. But thankfully, the families that I was working with, they agreed to allow me to take public transportation with their kids so I can continue to work for them. It got a little bit better, but I was upset taking public transportation. If you're from New York, you know how icky and gross public transportation is. And I don't want to sound bougie or whatnot, but I do not like taking public transportation. And plus, I had to be taking public transportation with 2 little kids, so it was a lot. I tried my best to make it work. I was not happy with the situation, but I just tried my best to make everything work while still living in this toxic household. And then to make matters worse, this toxic narcissist person who runs the household, this narcissist person, they started to go through their own mess. And you know that saying, misery loves company? Well, it was very true for this person. So they started to go through their mess and they wanted to take their anger out on somebody. And of course, it's going to be me because I'm not living up to the image that they had. So I was already depressed and they tried to make me even more depressed. But I don't think I could have got any more depressed than how I already was depressed. So whatever they were doing wasn't working on me. And it got them mad. So they tried to do different things to the point where they draw the line. And that day, it was May of 2022, I was like, that's it. I no longer can do this. So I was like, I have to move out that very day because I know I no longer could do it. I thought fast on my feet and I came up with the idea to message one of the families that I was working for and introduce the idea of becoming a live-in nanny instead of being a live-out nanny. And to my surprise, this is the crazy thing about my life. Like, something can go really, really bad and then it can go really, really good. So to my surprise, the person that I reached out to, they were already in the market for a live-in nanny, and I already worked for them, so they felt like it would be perfect for me to become a live-in nanny. So just like that, I was able to move into a new spot because I had to get away from that narcissist, toxic household. But because I wasn't used to living with people that were not family, I felt very uncomfortable. And I just knew I couldn't stay here for a very long time. I just felt uncomfortable because I'm used to walking around in my house looking like a crackhead, and now I no longer could do that because one, this is not my family, and two, this is the place I work and live at. So I couldn't do that. I was very thankful for the spot. I love the family. The family were great. The house was great. But I was just very uncomfortable and I knew I could not do this for a very long time. I was like, I'm gonna do what I have to do. Then in 6 or 7 months, I have to move out. Then, whew, see, it's a roller coaster. You think everything's gonna go good, but then something bad happens. So, well, in this particular moment, something good happened because I was living as a live-in nanny for 5 months, and then October of 2022, I finally got my own spot. So I saved up some money, got some money from my sugar daddy, thank you very much, and I was able to move into my very own spot. And now, if you're from New York, you know some of these spots be very unique. So the spot that I moved into was a very unique situation. So I moved into home daycare, okay? So basically, it was a full operating daycare, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 p.m. It was a full operating daycare. And during business hours, I will probably stay in my room and do my YouTube channel. But then after business hours and on the weekend, the whole house was to me, and I absolutely loved it. I had my own kitchen, my own bathroom, my own backyard. I can garden, I can go outside, do my yoga, my dog pose, whatever I wanted to do. The whole place was mine, and I was super, super excited. So this was October of 2022. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm comfortable. I'm 100% comfortable now, and I'm not in a narcissist, toxic household. This is it. I'm finally at peace. So I was super happy. But then, of course, something has to happen. I believe it was November, the second week of November, the landowner, he messaged me and he was like, hey, see, my sister and her daughter is going to be staying in the daycare office for a few weeks while they figure themselves out because they just came from Colombia, and they're going to be staying in the daycare office. And in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't like the sound of that, but this landowner, he has been nothing but amazing to me, so I didn't think nothing of it. So I was like to the landowner, sure, bring them right along, I have no problem with that. When they came, they didn't speak English, but I tried my best to make them comfortable. I made them use the bathroom, I made them do their laundry, whatever they needed. I tried my best to help them out and make them feel comfortable, even though there was a language barrier. I did my best. So they were staying for a few weeks, no problem. I had no problem whatsoever. But then December of 2022, I was still at the spot. The only bad thing that happened to me so far was that my sugar daddy, he broke up with me, okay? So my sugar daddy, he broke up with me in December of 2022. I was kind of upset, but I know I was going to be okay. So it wasn't nothing major, but that's the only bad thing that happened to me at that moment. But now, fast forward to January of 2023, I'm thinking like I'm about to start January 2023 really good. It's going to be a good year. I got my own spot. I'm no longer in a toxic household. But then the second week of January, like the year just started, the landowner, he messaged me, and now he's saying, hey, see, I hate to do this, but my sister and her daughter don't really have anywhere to go, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to give your spot to them. And I'm like, what? In my head, I'm devastated because, like, are you for real? Like, I just moved in here like 3-4 months ago, and now you're doing this. So I was really devastated. And let this be a tip for you guys and a lesson for me, because the landowner, he was able to do this because I stupidly signed a month-to-month lease. And let me tell you guys, like, if you're moving somewhere and you plan on staying somewhere for long term, do not sign no month-to-month lease. Only sign a month-to-month lease if you're planning to stay there like 2-3 months, 6 months maybe. But if you're planning to stay somewhere for long term, do not sign a month-to-month lease. And I stupidly did that so he could kick me out month-to-month. So I was really devastated, but I was like, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do, because now I don't have no money. I already used all the money I saved up and the money that I got from my sugar daddy to move into this spot. I didn't have any more money saved up. So I was panicking because I didn't know what I was going to do. So again, I had to think fast on my feet, and I decided, I was like, so if you want to kick me out, I'm going to move out right away. So I'm going to move out at the end of the month. The end of January, I will move out. So that means I'm going to need my last month back and my security deposit back. So I did that so I can have at least some money to work with, like, so I can figure out what I'm going to do, what my next move is going to be. I started messaging, like, I'm thinking like I'm about to move to a different state. I got to figure something out. Like, I need to figure something out. Maybe I'm gonna go stay at an Airbnb. I had to figure something out. So what I end up doing, I end up messaging my brother. And I messaged my brother and I told him my situation. And thankfully, whew, this is why it's very important to have connections and network, which is what my channel is about. Building connection and networking to better your life. Well, anyways, that's beside the point. So I messaged my brother, and thankfully my brother, he reached out to his old employee and asked her, like, if she had a house or an apartment that was renting out for me. And thankfully she was like, oh, your sister can come stay with me. And just like that, I found somewhere else to go, and I had a little money, so everything ended up working out. So February of 2023, I end up moving into a new house. And what I'm so thankful for is that when I moved into this house, you know how I was complaining about being uncomfortable? When I moved into this house, I felt like they were already family. So I was super thankful for that. So I was no longer in no toxic situation. I was no longer uncomfortable, and I knew I was secure in this spot. And this past year has been like such a blessing living here. Like, so many amazing things has been happening to me. It has been like a full circle moment for me, because one, I got my car back. Super excited, super blessed. I got my car back. 2, I was able to pay off my debt. And like 3, like, I have been able to be happy for months at a time. Like, not in a long time have I been able to be this happy for months at a time, and I'm super thankful. But the thing is, the bad part about it is that I'm not as happy as I should be, because the same thing I was fighting to do, I stopped doing, which is doing YouTube and living a soft life. I stopped doing that. So I'm not 100% happy with myself, because the same thing I was fighting to do, I stopped doing. So that leads me to the new series that I am creating, because during everything that was going on what I learned that really stick with me is that no matter what you're going through, if you're having a good day, if you're having a bad day, you gotta always show up. So that led me to the idea of creating a new series for vlogs, is my journey with adulthood. So basically, I'm going to be sharing my journey with adulthood with you guys, like whatever I'm going through. Instead of like holding back some information like I did before, I'm just going to be sharing everything with you guys, because I know the stuff that I be going through, it can help someone. Like, I hope you got some lessons from the video today with all the stuff that I went through. So I'll be starting a new series that I'm super excited for, and I know you guys will love it because it's going to be relatable, I'm going to be transparent, and it's going to be magic from there. So I'm super excited. And this was kind of the first episode, I guess, because whew, it was a lot. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.